course, you're tuned into Flow 94.9 FM Umwa here, the flow of God's own state. Don't forget, we're located in Umwa here, Abia State, in the east of the Niger. My name still remains Omoti Babanla, the one you also know as Omotola Adeleke. And of course, it's time for Abia Life ND. And if you have been following us all through before now, you should know this is the 8th episode of this particular program, Abia Life ND. And of course, without further ado, I would like to introduce our special guest in the studio because we have a lot to talk about today. And trust me, they would elaborate and prescriptate as well to make sure you understand everything that has to do with, don't worry, we'll get there. But for now, let's introduce them. We have the State Agribusiness Promotion Officer in the person of Chukwu Kezie Godwin. Hope I got that correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chukwu Kezie Godwin, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have someone else, of course, too. The State Rural Institution Gender and Youth Officer in the person of Anthony Mobilo. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
And I also want to recognize, although you might not to pick up the mic, but we'll love to recognize him as well. There's the State Knowledge Management and Communication Officer, Raymond Benson. I don't know, you could still come around there. Let's get to hear your voice. You're welcome, sir. Today, the areas of concentration, of course, will be on agribusiness. Yes, we'll have one of them talking on agribusiness and the other person also talking on gender. So let's get down to business. I think we'll start with the State Agribusiness Promotion Officer, Mr. Chukwu Kezie Godwin. Quickly, what is agribusiness, sir?
Yes, agribusiness, as the name implies, is making agriculture a business. Working in a way that you have records, appropriate records kept to enable you do what we call, it's established what we call unit cost of production. So whatever enterprise you are doing, you need to know all the variable inputs, all the inputs in it, and the expenses. At the end of the day, you can now calculate and say this is unit cost of my production, and you can now determine prices. You can now estimate costs. Estimate prices. The profits along the line. Agriculture is no longer a way of life. It's now a business that you can calculate amount you want to get in a day, and you need to know all the input that is necessary for you to produce, and as much as possible to reduce cost of production, so that to maximize profits. Okay,
so you're saying for a layman out there, agribusiness is business of agriculture. Is the business aspect of agriculture. Are we right?
You're making agriculture a business,
okay.
A thing that can sustain the family, a means of livelihood, a thing that can enhance your income, makes you stable, that when you are into it, you don't need to look elsewhere because you are now getting all the resources and the profit that you need that will sustain you and keep you and make you a big person in the society.
Okay, so to what extent has this project gone in the business?
Yes, it's a capacity building and also establishing the particular person. We have this name, incubator, incubetee, and incubetee is the apprentice who have gone through the training, apprenticeship, mentorship. At the end of the day, the project establishes that in that particular enterprise he has been trained on, and so he can now begin to be a master in it, and he will now, build his life around that particular area he has been trained, using it being like his master, the incubator who trained him. Now he can now make a living out of it. So we've been able to train 288 persons in this etap, and we have been able to establish 32. In fact, we were, before the end of this month, because expecting admissions, the remaining number will be doing their various businesses. But currently, as I speak, if you go to community, you will see 48 persons in their various enterprises doing their various businesses in agriculture, as being trained.
So what are your achievements within 3 years of this particular project?
Yeah, that's part of the project. I've started talking about the achievements so far. That having trained 288, having empowered them before the end of this month to be in their various agri-enterprise. You know, it would trace you to know that we have 4 commodity of comparative advantage where they have been trained. So we have value chain along that line. Some have been trained in the cassava processing, some trained oil palm processing, some have been trained in the poultry production, some have been trained in the marketing aspect of it. So we have these men in our environment now. So what we are now doing is to be able to get an off-takers. Since we have been able to form a volume, you can come around and you see that just like sometime last month, we have a total of 98,000, birds, broilers for meat in circulation in the state, flooding it. So the leakage with off-takers. So we are looking at a situation where people can off-take from us here. Just like we do at Ibadan, anything about poultry, they say go to Ibadan. So we are now building a hub, a bulk business activity that people can now come and off-take from other states on a regular basis.
Okay. It's also pertinent if you tell us, how this can be sustained. How can it be sustained?
Okay, the sustainability, this person has been given the money to start his own. And we have a structure which my brother will be talking about, which we call Commodity Affairs Development Association. Okay. So at the end, there's some supervisory role we are playing now. We are on board. Then as soon as the project, every project has that lifespan. Because the question you ask, what should be done after the project ends their period allotted them? Then the people in this Commodity Affairs Development Association is just a group of people gathered within the community and incubating themselves, forming a committee, and they are a registered entity, which will now continue to monitor and supervise these people and making sure that the project moves on after the expiration of the lifespan of the project.
Okay. So how have you been able to promote sales?
The sales of this, that's when I say we have off-takers.
Okay.
Off-taking, those who will buy the bulk. Because if you depend on the local market.
Again, who are the off-takers?
The off-takers are those people that will come and they buy. They are only just to come to pick these products, like I talk about broiler.
Okay.
They just come and pick them in numbers. Big hotels, like shopping malls. But around it seems to be saturated. We are now linking up to Abuja, big towns, so to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Quickly, we'll need to go on a short break, and once we come back, we'll go to the other aspect of the area of concentration for the reason why we are here today on this episode of Abia Life ND. Don't touch your dial. We'll be back. Okay, you're welcome back, and don't forget it's Abia Life ND, and then don't forget we have a special guest in the studio. We just finished speaking with the State Agribusiness Promotion Officer, Chukwe Kezie Godwin. And right now we need to go to the second segment, of this particular episode. Now we need to talk with the State Rural Institution Gender and Youth Officer, Mr. Anthony Nwobilo. Mr. Anthony Nwobilo, what is gender mainstreaming in this project?
Yeah, when you look at gender mainstreaming, you'll be looking at involving both male and female in project activities. That's just a simple definition of what you need to know about that gender mainstreaming. Because in our project, when you start talking about gender, what it means to you may be different from what our project conceive from that. Because in our project, our concern is how to bring women into the project. So, and when you hear gender, it means a lot of things, but in Life ND project is how to involve both women, unquote, both women and youth in the project.
Okay, you're laying emphasis on women. How about men?
Yes. If you look at that, my office, say, rural institution, youth and gender.
Yes.
So if you are looking at youth, you're also talking about gender. That means there's a difference between gender and the youth.
Of course.
So that youth there represents our project. We are not empowering everybody.
Okay.
We are concentrating on youth and women headed household. Not every woman, but youth and women-headed household. Then in the youth, there are people between age of 18 to 35 years.
Okay.
That's what the project wants and how the project wants it. So if you're a female youth, you're a youth. If you're a male youth, you're a youth. Then we go strong mind to good this set of people we now call women-headed household. So that's where actually the gender it should be coming in.
Okay, so to what extent have the women-headed household and the youth, to what extent have they benefited from the project?
Well, from the project, the directive there is that we must have 50 in every of our activity. Is 50 male and 50 female.
Okay.
So if to wrap it up, the project wants 50 female youths and 50 male youths.
Okay.
30 female youths and 20%. This is percent. 20% women-headed household.
Okay, that's 50% male youth. Okay.
30% female youth.
Okay.
And 20% female-headed household.
Okay.
So it's all. And when my brother was talking about the number of people that have been in power or we've engaged, he told us that 288. So in that 288, you have 50% male youth.
Okay.
And the 50% female youth and women-headed household.
So no, when you're talking about women-headed households, are you talking about women who are heads of the family of the houses?
Okay. Women-headed household, yes, means there are some women that got married to their husband. In getting to the husband, either the husband died or the husband is not doing anything.
Okay.
Those responsibilities that should have been for the man, the woman is not taking those responsibilities. So in such position, she is the breadwinner of the family. So such woman is seen as a female-headed household in our project. Yes.
Okay. So how do you maintain and sustain them?
Sustain the project.
Yes. The project.
Yes. Like he told you, when we engage these our beneficiaries in the community level, the first thing we do is to form them into groups like cooperative.
Okay.
So that they start doing things together for themselves. And after forming them into cooperatives, we also come to the community and look for existing community-based farmers organization who have existed before them. And also we bring all of them together and form what we call the Commodities Affairs Development Association. It becomes an umbrella body governing all farmers organizations in the community. Those ones are to provide support also to these beneficiaries. So when the project expires, it's expected that they take over and continue what we are doing now in the community. Even the fund that is given to them is also expected to revolve around the community. When you finish doing what you are doing, the cadre can come up to say who again in the community that also wants to undertake what these people have done. They will now see to engagement of such person and training and also see for the.
So it's like a chain.
Yes.
It's like a chain.
Yes.
It goes and it goes and it goes that way. It
continues in the community. We also have formed what we call Operation and Maintenance Committee.
Okay.
This one is a committee that's charged with responsibility. It discovered that most of the government projects in the community, you see a borehole, beautiful borehole built by a government or any international agency, ordinary fuse can cause that borehole to go moribund. So we have formed this organization with Operation and Maintenance Committee, who will be charged with the responsibility of operating and maintaining such infrastructures in our various communities.
Okay,
yes.
All right. At this point, I think it's pertinent that we also listen to people out there. I'm sure they would want to ask one or two questions as it concerns the particular area of concentration for today on Abia Life ND. Now the number to call is 0808 1826 949 0808 1826 949 or 0811 6052 949 0811 6052 949. And you could send your SMS as well to 0906 5108 289. And Facebook, of course, you could drop your comment on www.facebook.com/FLO949FM. www.facebook.com/FLO949FM. I believe Mr. Chukwuekezie, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, please. I want to really also say, because I was talking about those we have trained, graduated, but we still have 900 of them in training.
Okay.
So when you put that, we're having now to 1,200 already. I know, because each community by design, Abia State is supposed to empower 4,250 youths. That means each community 42 in each community. So we're moving along that. I also, when I talk about off-taking, we have people we train in digital marketing.
Okay.
So who do market network, letting people know what we have.
So that's like ICT.
ICT, yes, is now involved. So is the problem of marketing. So anybody, any part of the world can queue in and know commodity at place and where you can get them and the quantity at the same time.
Okay.
So that's network, aim at linking people to places of market.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Hello. Okay, I believe that's a network issue. You could actually try to call back, although we have just very limited time before we leave the studio this morning. Let's try this. Wow. All right. Hello. Please, can you move away from your radio set, please? Okay. Perhaps that's a network issue. You could call back, please. You could call back. It's not too late. We have just less than 2 minutes before we wrap up the show this morning. All right, so since we're having some little network issues, I think we could get your last words, because we have just less than 2 minutes to leave right now. So, let's start with Mr. Chukwuekezie first.
Yes, this project is for the Abians, and the great we explained in this studio that we are working in a 10 local governments and the 10 communities, and those communities we have been able to give out the name. So it's for the youth, unemployed youth, and those that are not underemployed.
Okay.
So it's for you, it's for the youth, and they were want to make sure that everybody draw from this federal government loadable project that aim at enhancing economic status of our people.
Okay.
So we encourage our youth to be part of it. When they see our posters around their community, please express your interest. You'll be part of it.
All right, someone just sent a message. Say, how can I benefit? Okay, this is from Bright from Umaya. Say, how can I benefit from it? I don't know.
Yes, first of all, is your community there? Which LGA, if you're AJ, because you must be within our catchment areas where we're intervening.
Okay.
That's the first thing. If you are there, each time when we want to do selection, we send our posters, make an announcement, do advocacy at the community levels, and when you hear us, because we are just rounded up the third batch, and we're going to do subsequent batch now. As soon as this one is graduating and we're settling them, we move again.
Okay, so that means you should stay tuned, right? If you can hear me, stay tuned. Announcements and posters will be all over for you to know how to take up the process of benefiting from this particular project. Okay, Mr. Obilo.
For me, this is a laudable project from the government, and for me, everybody should queue in. We forgot to tell you that they will also engage in the fiscally challenged persons.
Okay.
Also people living with disability. So no matter the level of disability, the project can also engage such person. Every person that is unemployed and is between the age of 18 to 35 is an opportunity. It's unfortunate that when you engage some people and they will start misusing the opportunity and start instead of engaging it properly, they will be doing all manner of things that does not matter. But for those that are serious, it's an opportunity. If your community is there, if your local government or community is there, use this opportunity and save yourself. Engage yourself into meaningful things.
All right. Yes. All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Mr. Chukwuekezie and Mr. Obilo. We need to call it a wrap on this on the episode today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. By the special grace of God, next week we'll be back here again for Abia Live ND. Enjoy yourself.